Hey, what's up? I'm Eric with Mirrorscape, and I just wanted to throw together a quick video kind of featuring the Labs feature that we have available if you want to try it. So let's get started. Open up your menu, head to Settings. Once you hit Settings, you hit, I believe, Account, yep, and then enable Mirrorscape Lab features on. A little disclaimer here that, it's not perfect. Some stuff might not work as intended. But, they are features we plan to have in the future, and then if you want to test them, you're more than welcome to. The first one is the cinema camera. So we created this in order to kind of encourage people to build things and then film them or screen record in a way that that really shows off the entire map and kind of does it in a cool way so that people are interested in watching it. I'll just kind of show you how to do it. Open up any map you'd like. Go to the labs, hit the camera, and then kind of choose the different angles and the different views you want. And every time you have like an interesting view, just hit add keyframe, and then it'll kind of it'll use all these locations, the keyframes that you're adding, as stop points as the camera goes around and lets people check out the entire build. So I just did like the circumference of the castle here, and then I wanted to like zoom in on it so people could see some of the windows and doors and some of those details too. So you kind of get the first person perspective. I'm going to open this door here and actually and move inside the building here, and then I'll set that as my final keyframe so people can kind of see that you can also go inside and walk around the castle as well. So yeah, the stop duration is how long the camera will stop at each of these keyframes. The transition time is how long it'll take to get from one keyframe to the other. So I like half speed. And then there's two different modes. There's S-curve, which you'll see is kind of like curving around, and there's another mode that's more direct. So see, this kind of like curves around and gets to those keyframes. And the other one, I believe, just goes more directly to each spot. But yeah. So you can see once you set up the keyframes, you can kind of just record your screen and then give people a little tour of your maps. And that's what this feature does, which I think is super cool. Next feature is, let's see, 2D reference. So 2D reference is fantastic. What this does is it allows you to put any 2D image on the table itself. And then the best use case for something like this is so that you can build way quicker. So as you can see, I've got all these image files on my iPad. I picked this map here of Riverguard Keep, and then once you place it, you can kind of rotate and move it. The scale will make it bigger or smaller, and then lock reference will let you move it around, and then show or hide obviously shows or hides the reference. So the best way to utilize this is to pull out any terrain piece, and then depending on the scale you're doing, either have that terrain piece cover 1 if you want double scale, or 2 if you want regular scale grid points. So I'll just quickly do this here, place that down, place one next to it, place one next to it, and then after you've placed a few, you kind of want to make sure that the pieces are lined up the way that you want them to be. They're taking up the right number of grid points, so you want the grid points and the number of assets you've placed to match so that the scale of it is correct as you build bigger. I've already done this one using the 2D reference, so I'll just load that so you guys can kind of check out the end result, which came out really well, if I do say so myself. Yeah, so this is the final product. I'll just rotate it and kind of put it on top of the 2D map so you can see that the reference piece and then the final product, which, like I said, I think came out great. And yeah, you can leave the reference on the ground. Currently, your players that are connected cannot see the 2D reference, so this is just for local building, or if you're showing somebody something, or if you're making a video like this. But in the future, your 2D reference will be able to be seen. I just missed a feature. It was remove chairs. It removes the chairs from around the table. Enable clipping is a fun one, because what it does is when you have a map, I'm going to load one right now, but when you have a map that's too big for the table, it'll, as you can see, clip around the table so that you can only see the pieces that are on the tabletop. Also, as you can see here, I've lowered the clipping planes to show the inside of buildings. So when we turn off clipping, it's going to remove the clipping planes from the outside and also the top. So this is the full build. You can see, it hangs over the edge now. You can see that the top of the buildings are no longer hidden. And yep, so this is just a way to kind of, if you want to show everyone the entire build at once without any of the outside of the building or outside of the map being clipped off with clipping planes for being too big. What's next? Environment. So you could turn this off if you just want to get rid of the tavern completely and just kind of have it floating around in a void, which I've been using more recently. And then finally, snow. Snow is what it sounds like. It is snow. Turn on snow. You can change the amount of snow that appears on the map in the build. Currently, you cannot turn off the snow after you've turned it on. I mean, you could turn it off, but it'll still stay on top of the building, so you have to reload the map if you want to make the snow go away. But yeah, see, I turned it off, it's still there. But when you turn it back on, you can change the amount. Just makes it really nice for, it was Christmas time when we got this one implemented, so we wanted people to share some builds that had a Christmassy feature. So there you go. And I think that's it. That's all the lab features. We're going to keep adding to them, and we really appreciate you guys trying them, testing them out, and let us know if you have any more questions. All right, thanks so much. Bye.